Hi, I'm Jen, and today we're going to make some floral arrangements for spring. Last year I made these bundles and they came out really cute, so this year I'm going to go ahead and put them back together. When I put my flowers away for this season, I actually, if I love the way that they came out, I bundle them together in a rubber band, and when I put them away, they're all set of how many flowers and how much fillers I have. Of course, they change from season to season depending on my preference for the year, because it does change a lot. One thing I love to use is mason jars. I got this one, I believe it was from Michael's, possibly Joann's. I bought it last year. It was pre-done, this crackle pink, very beautiful, and because it is my brand color, that is another thing why I got it. So when I purchased my flowers, I purchased these, I forget what they're called, I will look them up for you again. I purchased these, they were individuals. I bought quite a few of them because they were being clearanced out at the end of spring last year. I did go to Michael's and they did have some very similar, just slightly different tones, so they are available to do as of now. So I have two of those in here I purchased, and as you can tell, they are slightly different colors. And then I also purchased, these came in a bundle, probably of like 6 or 8. So I got a bundle of these. They are very similar, but they are smaller, and of course a different color as well. And then I got my fillers, which I've talked about in a previous video about having filler like greens and that sort of thing to, you know, bulk up the arrangement so you're not having pure flowers. So I got these guys. These came in a huge bundle. They look like this. I cut most of them up, but a big bundle like this I purchased, and then these came in a bundle as well. I love these, and I think I purchased more again this year just because they are my favorite green, because they are more like a muted silvery green versus an intense vibrant like yellowy green. So I purchased more to add them to my collection for making my decorations. These are great. I switch these out when I switch out my flowers. I still use these as my base of greenery just because I love the tone of them, and I love that they are velvety and they look so soft. And then lastly, I found these guys. Let me see if I can get more to show you. These came in a smaller bundle. These came in a smaller bundle. And I like, these have a little bit of yellow tone to them, but the leaves are definitely like that white, green, silvery green, which is perfect. So I try to ignore the yellow tone of the stem, and most of the time they are hidden. The downside to these is that they are kind of on the short side, and when I peel them apart, there is about 2 inches of just plain wire, which is great when you're stabbing it into the foam. What I like about them is because they are so thin, I can just like stick them in there. I don't have to push them all the way down, and they'll hold in place because they're very lightweight. I love these just to be like that random long piece that sticks out for some texture. So we are going to start with your jar, whatever it may be. I'm a huge mason jar fan. So we'll get the flowers. And this might be hard looking at the camera trying to put this together, but I most of the time take off all these extra flowers. These ones actually blend fairly nicely with the greenery that I got, so that's why they are still left on there. But this one has green down at the end. Obviously we want to pull that off because that is just going to get in our way. Sometimes if I use clear mason jars, I'll leave them on there just to like fill the bottom up so you don't see all these stems. They are all pre-cut since I did make this vase last year, so you're just going to cut to size. Of course, I like to have a couple of short ones to hide the base part and then get some texture of the higher levels. So these ones are slightly different. This one is a little bit taller. Oh, see how this leaf, I don't know if you can see, this leaf is sticking out, so we're just gonna pull that one off too. I try to keep them, I try not to break them off because they are good to reuse if you make wreaths, or even if like I said, I change my base style every season, so I might need it for the next decoration, so I definitely keep those, don't get rid of them. Okay, that looks better. So we're gonna pop those in, and then let's just add a couple of, I don't know why, but this one's my favorite just because it's at the end. We're just gonna add a couple of those, pop those in. And then let's see, for the flowers, again, they are different lengths, so there's almost like a little stairway. So we'll pop those. These are going on top of dressers in the salon, so they're almost in a corner. So again, I'm not trying to do a 360 vase. If you are doing that, you will want more flowers most likely to add those in, so that when you walk around it, no matter which direction, you will see it. I am going to make some soon, so you will be able to see how many flowers I actually add to that. So let's go ahead and just add some more. I like to put the greens mainly in the back. I don't know what's going on with this leaf. Let's cut that off. Just because we want that to be in the back part, just to show the texture off. But sometimes I have to put some in the front, and that's okay. You could put a little bit of a foam, but I don't like to do that. I change these so much that I would just make the foam fall apart so quickly. So I'm gonna double check in a minute how this is looking. Kind of want to keep these separated. Let's try to force a little bit of a green in between those. Since it is a corner, we have to think about that when we're looking at it. This is going to be the back side, and it's going to go this direction. So we want to make sure that this is the area that was going to be the decoration where people will see, because when they're looking at the corners, we still want them to be able to see some flowers. We want them to be pleasing to the eyes. Do I care about the back part? No, because it's going against a wall. So let's mess with that and see. Since being a little bit difficult. Go. Really want this one to be right here. Okay. So next, we're gonna put in these little guys. And again, they are pretty short. I don't shove them all the way in. I do just enough for them to stick out. And because of the other greenery, they hold in place really nicely. I'm gonna shove this one right here to see if we can help hold that flower in place. Again, it's hard to see from my angle, the camera, how it's looking, but just keep messing with it until you feel like it looks pretty. I don't like how there's this hole where you can see through to the stem. So I'm gonna turn this around so I can look at it real quick. So let's pull out the other flower that's falling off way too far away from the side, and we're gonna shove it. We're gonna shove it right in there next to it. And that helps hide that section with the hole. We do want it to be like mainly flowers. I do want those flowers to be seen, and that's why the green is just randomly textured in. So next we will put in these guys, and like I said, I don't shove them all the way in. We just want them to be slightly, just enough to be in there to be held, not enough for them to disappear, because that's what will happen if they get put at the very end, all the way down, they'll just disappear. So I like to put one on each little side, shove it in, and then we'll put one on this side too. Okay, I'm going to turn around so I can take a look at it again. It looks like there's a hole right here. I don't like that. So let's see what happens if I pull up the flower. Let's take a look again. That's better, but I still feel like there's a hole going on right there. Look at this flower. I could have sworn I used this vase last year. I don't know why it's giving me such issues this year. Maybe it doesn't want to be used. There we go. Okay. Looks better. I don't mind that this flower is going off. If you bothers you, you can always twist it around. But there is going to be visual this way. It's going to be seen. And once you put it back up on to the place that you're going to have it, you're probably going to want to tweak it just slightly bit more. I do want to add like a little bit of green right here. Let me see if I have any more. Oh, here's one. This is a good one because it's empty here and it's just these top pieces that have the green, which is perfect. That's what I want. We don't want to fill the base too much. There. Let's see if that looks better. Oh yeah, that looks better. Let's see. Can we twist it? Sometimes you have to mess with the way it's shifting. Let's see. Oops. Move those out of the way because we are done with those. Let's see what else I can find. If you want, you can always add a ribbon to the bottom to add a little something to it. If you end up having leftover flowers, which sometimes I do, this one is a little bit on the big side, but if I have a small one, I use a smaller mason jar or even a cup. So if I decide to use a smaller jar, I cut it down a little bit more and just add a little something. These were from last season's, like in between winter, Christmas colors and spring colors. Sometimes I don't like to go straight from Christmas colors to spring. So I like these. They're very muted. Those are my, these are my in-between flowers. They're the muted classic color for the salon. And it's nice because it's got like a romantic feel to it. So it's just a nice in-between. So you got your vase, cup, jar, whatever you want. I like to put these at the side of my desk when I'm working just to have a little something right there. It makes me happy to see those. So I'm gonna pull out this guy right here because these are typically the flowers that I like to use. Oops, I pulled off the top. It does not want to come out. Let me see if I can get the other one. I already used it in another vase. There we go, this one came out. So that's what I like about them being short. I like that it's short to the vase. It's just supposed to be like something when you just, you know, when you walk around and you go to the garden and you just pick off a couple of flowers and plop them in. That's the look that I go for when I do this at my desk. So I just get these. I might use a couple fillers just to have some texture in it. This one's too big. Let's just do the one. Be bitten so it separates a little bit better. And then just throw a little stem. Very cute. Ideally, I don't like this as long, so I would cut it. Let's just go ahead and do that. So how much shorter do we want it? Let's just go to, we're just gonna go to the next dent. Even this is cute, just a little something. And there. Like I said before, I'm a minimalist, so I don't need a lot. It's mainly the flower that I just love to see. But it's nice to have a texture, not just a flower. And then I will add some ribbon. Let me go ahead and get some, and we can put that on so you can see the full finish. Okay, so I just like to put a little bit of ribbon on there. You can tie it in a bow or tie it in a knot, but I got this ribbon from, I think it was Michael's this year for Easter. It's really cute. It's this lacy type material, and can you see it? There we go. So you can tie it in a bow or you can tie it in a knot. I like doing knots just because it helps the ribbon droop a little bit more and gives it more of like that casual feel. I love looking at these right next to my computer while I work. Isn't that adorable? And you just can use it, do this if you have any leftover flowers from when you made your arrangements. I hope you enjoyed the flower arrangements. I hope it inspired you to make some for yourself. Go ahead and comment below with questions, or if you have any ideas of types of flowers to use or for certain types of seasons or occasions. I'd love to hear from you. Go ahead and comment down below and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.